Also ahead, meet an Olympic hopeful from right here in the Bay Area. His area of expertise may surprise you.
And speaking of taking off, we have our first homegrown Olympian for the 2008 Games in China. His name is Ben Barger, and he is a windsurfer. Yes, windsurfing is an Olympic sport now, part of the sailing competition. Ben currently lives on Harbor Island and trains off Davis Islands. As J.P. Peterson reports, this Olympic effort is truly a community effort.
This is a story of a young man with Olympic-sized dreams and an Olympic-sized heart, and a love story of a young couple dedicating their lives to this shared vision.
I saw his passion, his ambition, and the way he went there, and he has so much heart for it.
Ben Barger grew up in St. Petersburg. His father was a sailor. When he was 10, a windsurfer blew by the family sailboat, and Ben's passion for speed, the sea, and the wind filled his mainsail. When he was 12, he met U.S. Olympic medalist Mike Gebhardt.
And he had his medals around his neck, and he was showing off. And I was like, hey, I think I could try to do that. I'm pretty good at this windsurfing sport. Let me try it.
Gebby would become his trusted mentor, helping Ben to a second-place finish in the '04 Olympic trials, barely missing the Athens Games. Out of money for training and equipment, Ben's Olympic dream was dead in the water. Windsurfing is obviously a solo sport, but Ben's effort to make it to the Olympic Games was anything but. He has a very caring and supportive team behind him, starting with his wife, Anya, and a lot of folks here in South Tampa have given critical financial support to make all their Olympic dreams come true.
2005, I was pretty depressed still from finishing second, and I was working a job because I had to pay my bills now. And, you know, Kim Bailey came up to me, and he's like, oh, you're an Olympic athlete. He's like, why don't you personal train me? He was trying to lose weight, and we ended up walking Gandy Bridge for probably a month. And, you know, at the end of that, he was like, Ben, why don't you do it again? He's like, you know, it's expensive. I don't know if I can do this, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, you know what? I think you should. He's like, I'm going to help you meet some people.
With the funding secured, Ben set his compass on the Olympic trials. But just months before the competition, his coach, Gebby, became his chief rival, the old Olympian deciding to race one more time.
We went up into the trials butting heads, basically, you know, trying to see who's the bigger dog out there. And, you know, basically halfway through the series, we were tied up in scores. And about the 10th race, we had a collision at the start. And so after falling, getting hurt in the hip, I still passed him that race. And that was when I distanced myself in the lead.
The regatta is a grueling week-long series of races. Rules allow for the pumping of the sails, making this an exhausting endurance contest. Heart rates can reach a sustained 190 beats per minute for 45 minutes. After the collision, Ben had to borrow a competitor's board, but won the trials in dramatic fashion. His Olympic dream, their Olympic dream, finally realized.
I think I raised that trophy and said 10 years. Because for 10 years, it's only been a dream. It's only just been something in the corner of your head that you're like so close, but so far. Just every emotion you could ever think, from exhaustion to happiness to, you know, I couldn't sleep the night after racing. And you think I'd be exhausted. I couldn't sleep because I was smiling the whole night.
I started crying because this is everything he has been waiting for and has been fighting for so hard.
Good luck to Ben.
News Channel 8 at 6 is coming up next.